Chelsea is coming back, whether they like it or not. Once I just go to my this account to say Chelsea has so many substitutes. Bench win matches. We're not talking about your starting 11. Now we have 2 starting 11. Anybody can play now. It's not about 2. Let my 2 and 3 come back. Anybody can. Anybody collect from Chelsea. Anybody will collect. This season may be awful, but I'm telling you.
Next season.
On Premier Sport Fan Center, and it's the second semi-final at the FIFA Women's World Cup going down in New Zealand and Australia. And today we have a match between one of the host nation and England. Talking about Australia, you know, they were out from Nigerian group. They topped the Nigerian group, and today they are here in the semi-final. I won't be the only one, you know, to analyze this game today, as I have with me in the studio Solomon. Good morning, Solomon.
Yeah, how do you do today?
Well, I'm fine.
It's nice having me. You know, we saw what happened yesterday. Yesterday was one of my happiest days when I watched football. When I watched, you know, very, very important match that was played with high level of quality and technical input. You know, I was so impressed when I saw all those, and I expect to see more today. You know, for you to get to the semi-final, that means you have a lot in your disposal to show. And gradually you begin to reveal what you've got, the talent you've got, you begin to see them. And we saw a lot yesterday to talk about, and I just hope that today will not be different.
Yeah, today won't be an exception. Talking about the game between Australia and England, they are familiar foes with each other because they've been playing with each other very much since we can't even just, you know, count the number of times, but we'll give you those number of statistics, how much they both played together. But the last time England lost a game, it was against Australia. Do you see that repeating itself today?
Yeah, it was against Australia. That was in 2000 and it was in April.
That's Australia with the first
one chance, 1-1 with the goalkeeper. What did she do? Oh, missed. Samantha Kerr, she missed, and for long.
This is the first start, you know, in the Australia.
She played 66 minutes in the last match, you know, and she have not been really 66 minutes in the match. The last one they played.
Well, that was it on offside, you know.
Yeah?
That was it on offside.
Yeah.
Sam Kerr should be scoring this because we know how much of a striker she is and how much the Matildas have actually missed her in this competition. That was a great one, and I think the England defenders, they need to be watchful of our moves and our runs between the lines. You know, it's just 7 minutes into the game, and the game is already exploding. And you can trust us to give you minute by minute analysis of the game. Will make it feel like you are watching the game itself. And it's England who are attacking right now. And we can see the jerseys. England are in their blue jersey, while the Matildas are in their home jersey. That's the yellow and black jersey. You know, home advantage is surely here. You know, the Matildas are playing at the front of their crowd. They want to get to the final, knowing that the final will be played here in Australia. Don't you think that will be a motivation?
A real motivation, a plus for the Australian side. It's like this time around, it's not 11 against 11. This time around, it's not 11 against 11. It is 11 against 11 and the crowd. Because 83,500 capacity of the Sydney Olympic Stadium, it is something remarkable. And I'm very sure the percentage of the Australians there will be so high. Those who are present in this spectator will be so much high that the noise alone will be a threat to the England side. So they have to watch out for that.
Yeah, the noise might be a threat to the England side, and England has their own attack, and with this be the first goal.
Oh, what a save!
The goalkeeper, and within 2 minutes we'll see an end-to-end stop, end-to-end defending, and end-to-end, you know, goalkeeper coming to the aid of the team. That was a fantastic one from the English, and you can see how both teams are running through the lines. That was fantastic. M took a chance, but that was not really out. That was Stanway. That wasn't really the best of you know, shots from her there. She could have done better, or she should be doing better there. She should be doing better there because she had a very weak defender. Hunt, the Australian defender, was just behind her. Was not able to go to the front of you know, to go to the front and attack her. He was following her behind, just escorting her. And that's another chance. And the ball is still being played within the Australian box. Let's see where it's going to be. And Australia tried to clear the lines, but it's still England. And finally, they've been able to clear the line off to a corner kick. this game is actually it's actually eating up very, very much early into the game. We're currently in the 9th minute, approaching the 10th minute, and we've seen end-to-end games. England has a throw-in right now. They'll actually be taking a very deep one, take a very deep one into the Australian half, and still England on the ball. Let's see what they're going to make out of this. But Australia were able to clear their lines, and Australia are actually going to try and counter the England. But the England defender is going to take one for acting. We have the first yellow card in this game as early as the 9th minute, and that is to Greenwood. Is that not so early for her to be getting carded?
Oh, too early for her to be getting carded. And, for her to have gotten yellow card now, there's this possibility of her having a red card if there's a repetition of what happened. And in this kind of stage, you don't need to take chances. You need to, maintain, avoid getting red carded. For what happened now, it's too early, and though she will have to take one for our country.
She has to take one for our country and our team, and that is what she actually did here. Talking about Greenwood, we are in the 10th minute, approaching the 11th minute. It's England 0, Australia 0, and don't forget Australia are playing at home in front of their crowd. Let's go straight to the lineup. We'll be starting with the English lineup, and they're playing in a 3-4-1-2 formation. That is looking, quite different. Are they trying to contain Sam Kerr today?
Of course, I don't think so. I don't think so. This is the tactical formation that actually works for them. It works for them, and their conventional, their traditional formation was 4-4-2.
4-4-2, yeah.
4-4-2. That was what they were playing, and it was looking so difficult because we look at what they have played so far. They managed to score just one goal or no goal. The only game they had so much goal was against China, where they played 6-1 against China. That was the only game they scored much goal. And that was when they changed this tactical formation. And that was when Kerr had injury. They had to change that tactical formation. And it worked for them. And since then, they have not changed. And probably it's going to work out for them today.
They are trying to attack right now. But the Australians defenders, they had that covered. How much do you think the English team are actually missing Laura James? Or it hasn't really shown that they're missing her?
Of course, they are missing her. They are missing her because her presence here would have created a lot of difference here. She's not going to play. If they win here, that means she'll play in the final. But if they lose, she'll also play in the third place. So there is still possibility she's coming back to play if the coach wants to. I'm telling they're missing her because she's one of their best players as stand now. She's young, energetic. She has the pace. She have the experience. And she have
England with another chance. Yeah. England has been doing a lot of callings, but you can see how much frustrated the Australians are. We are currently in the 12th minute, approaching 13 minutes. Rachel Daly she's actually a big threat to any defender. We saw her in the game between Nigeria and England, whereby she gave Nigeria a good run for their money. And England hereby has a corner kick, whereby they'll be trying to see if they can get one to the back of the net. Let's see if they'll be getting this to the back of the net. And England were trying to take a corner kick through Greenwood, and the corner kick has been taken off the bar for an Australia goal kick. Sorry. And straight to the starting 11. England are starting with their #1 goalkeeper, talking about Mary Ebbs. And don't forget, she's the current best goalkeeper in the world. They're playing with a 3-man defensive wall, and that has Alex Greenwood, Millie Bright, and Jessica Carter. And in the midfield, they have 5 players there, talking about Lucy Bruce, Kiara Walsh, Georgia Stanway, Rachel Daly, and Ella Toad. Up front, they have Lauren Emp and Alessia Russo. We've not really seen the best of Russo in this competition, for all her name, for the kind of player she is. She was playing for Manchester United at the point, but currently she has joined Arsenal, where she'll be playing next season. Don't you think there's much that was expected of her?
Of course, much is expected from her, and there's some tournament, there are some games that will not favor your style.
That's England with another chance. Let's see, will this be the first goal of this game? They try to pull one back. Let's see if they're still going to make it. They're still playing within the box of the Australians, but the Australians have successfully pushed the England back to the midfield, and the English ladies are still trying to initiate one. But finally, Australia are going to breathe as they have a goal kick now. We can see the frustration. We can see the attacking instinct from the English ladies. It has actually been England all the way for the past 15 minutes. It's not going to finally come home this year.
Yeah, it's going to be. With what we are seeing here, with the attacking we are seeing here, that is their game plan. Take these people, get a goal, and defend. The Australians, they can have a spark of motivation. and change the entire game. It could be you scoring them, or it could be they scoring. So it's better for the England side to score first. That is what we have seen. They have been pressurizing the Matildas, and we hope that with this pressure given to the Matildas, they can get a goal, and getting a goal will put them in a comfortable position. Because right now, as I'm talking to you now, the stress is on the England side. One, they are playing against the whole nation of Australia, because right now, those who are not in the stadium, they are in a gathering. You watch the match they played when Australia defeated France. They were all watching from different joints, from different ports, you know. And when that big victory came, there was celebration all over Australia. And right now, this match is going on too, and I'm sure the whole Australia will stand still for this match. And I hope, because prior to the match, my conclusion was that Australia was going to win this match. But what I'm seeing right now, well, I don't want to say anything yet, but it's gradually changing. But I just hope that Australia get back to what they used to be. Okay,
he hopes Australia get back to what they used to be. And don't forget, football is not, you know, utterly predictable. It changes. We saw yesterday, whereby we saw 80 minutes of 0-0, and within 10 minutes of action, we saw 3 goals in the game between Spain and Sweden yesterday. That was an interesting game, you know, the first semi-final. We hope this game is going to live up to expectation, and Australia has a throwing, and that is Carpenter, who is trying to take one deep into the English half, but she's still back with the ball right now. We should be taking a cross, which I'm sure she'll fancy doing that, but she went in for a pass, and that's going to be an Australia attack. But England has a goal kick. You know, it has been an end-to-end stuff, just like what we saw yesterday. And that is the difference, you know, when you separate the girls from the ladies. And that's what we are seeing. We are seeing teams that are showing what made them to be one of the last 4. Yeah. It has been attack.
Yeah, it has been attack. And that's what makes football interesting. If you look at the time now, right now it is 16 minutes into the first half. You look as if they have played up to 40 minutes because of the pace of the football. There is so much high pace that, you know, the rushing of the England side, they rush the Australian side, try their defense. To me, they were able to expose the defense of the Australian to some certain extent. I will now discover that the Australian defense are not too strong.
And that's England with another chance. Let's say this is going to be a great opportunity. But side net. Wow. Lot of questions have been asked. I just hope this game won't be like the Sweden versus Spain game yesterday, where Sweden did all the callings, but Spain eventually got the winner in that game.
Of course, we hope it's not going to be like that. But whatever, if it is like that, we still give God the glory. It is the best team that
I want Australia in the final. So I'll have the bragging rights that the only team that beats Australia in this competition is Nigeria.
And that's why I want them in the final. So that when you call Australia, you say the only team that beats, you will call Nigerian name. Yeah. So that's one thing I give to the Super Falcons. They've done what so many people have not been able to do. That is by defeating Australia 3-2 in that match. And they were also, remember these two countries playing this match, Nigeria played against them. And in open football, they were not able to defeat Nigeria. You know, England, it was through penalty. And penalty is nobody's game. So match to match, Nigeria was able to match them one-on-one. And they were not able to beat Nigeria. But here we are seeing them today, both of them. And to me, I wish Australia wins this match today. But I don't know about you. But I just wish that Australia wins this match today because I'm behind them.
Okay, if only wishes were horses. And the match is still currently going on. And we're in the 18th minute, approaching the 19th minute. Still Australia 0, England 0. And don't forget, you can be a part of this conversation by dropping your chats or your messages in the live chat. We'll read it out and you can drop your prediction. It's an end-to-end stuff between both teams. You know, we can see the emotions flaring. We can see the passion in the players. They are giving it. They are all that was a wild tackle on Jess Carter there. And this has been one impressive player for England in this competition. You know, talking about the Chelsea defender, she has been one of the mainstream players for England in this competition, and she has given her A game in this. I expect her to be in the team of the tournament, no doubt.
All right, team of the tournament. If you look at her, she has been featured in almost all the matches. She played against Colombia, played
all England matches.
She played against Nigeria, played against China. The only country she didn't play against was Denmark. She was on the bench throughout the match against Denmark. And then against Haiti, she was there, played 90 minutes. She has been so instrumental to the England side. And you can't take it from her. She's a very, very, very good and talented defender.
Yeah, talking about Jess Carter, she's a talented defender. Those of us that watch the WSL will agree to that. Larry James, are you in support of come straight in the starting 11, be it in the final or in the third place, or should the coach, maintain the starting 11 without Lauren James?
Lauren James would be a plus to the England side if she comes in. If the Serena Wigner, the coach of the England side, if you decide to feature her, I think better for her because she's a plus. And if you look at the play of the England side, you will know that they're actually missing Laura James because the flavor she brings into the play is a different one. The pace, and the strength she brings into the play is a different one. And if you leave her, I'm very sure she will score two goals in a match.
Okay, that's what Laura James is capable of doing. And don't forget, she has 3 goals in this competition and 3 assists in this competition. We are in the 20th minute and still 0-0. It's still 0-0 between England and Australia. And we have a comment here from Dano Ayuba. I wish that Australia wins this game. Yeah, we all wish Australia wins this game, no doubt. But we still have about 70 more minutes to play, which whereby we will now know if Australia are actually capable of winning this game. Again, both teams, let's talk about the head-to-head right now. Okay. And that's a chance for England. Let's see if England are going to take this, but Australia were able to clear their lines. I'm talking about the head-to-head, the soccer team of Australia, that is Australia women's team, and England women's team have played 5 games since 2011, sorry. Among them, Australia women won 2 games with a total goals of 5 goals. They've scored 5 goals in that 5 games they've actually played with England. England women also won 2 games. They've scored 5 goals and they drew 1 with Australia. That means both teams have scored 5-5 against each other within 5 games that they've played from 2011 till date. With Australia winning 2, England winning 2, then 1 full-time draw between this team. That means, it's a balanced game.
It's a balanced game. It's a balanced game. And don't forget, also, the tournament they are playing also matters. Here, it has been a balanced game all through, but here it is the Women World Cup.
Yeah, I'm talking about... Okay.
Yeah, the biggest tournament in the world. Talking about the England side, they are the European champions. Yeah. And I think that also is a very important tournament.
And Australia is also the champion, yeah, one side.
Yeah, so they are also champions. So we are talking about 2 big teams here. And back to head-to-head, we've seen that it is a balanced situation here. But right now, the decider of who is the best or who is better is this match. Because this one now, the winner definitely will go one step higher than the other. So that is why they have to take it seriously. But the last time they played was 2-0 in favor of Australia. And you are in the Australia own ground. We expect Australia to take advantage of it.
Okay, we expect Australia to actually take advantage of it. And we are in the 22nd minute, approaching 23 minutes in this game. It's the Australia 0, England 0. Let's go straight to the Australian starting 11. They are playing the familiar 4-4-2 formation with Mackenzie Arnold in goal post. And she should be having the highest number of clean sheets in this competition right now. And we can see the ball possession. England has 64% of the ball, while Australia has about 25% of the ball. It has been England controlling, the pace of the game.
It has been England controlling the pace of the game. And there is something I observe, and that is the defensive midfield of the Australian side. The midfield and the defensive midfield is too loose. Because the England side easily penetrates through that position. From the central defense area and the midfield, they easily penetrate through that area, and to me, I'm sensing danger. If Gustafsson, the coach of the Australian side, did not caution his girl or take a possible look for possible solution to that, is spelling danger for them. And talking about the goalkeeper of the Australian side, she has kept 4 clean sheets so far, and she stands as the highest clean sheet. So it's a plus for her if she can keep it today and also have another. That's the 5th clean sheet. Well, that's so good for her credentials.
Okay, talking about the Australian starting 11, you can hear that from Solomon about Mackenzie Arnold, who is starting as a goalkeeper for the Australia team. And in defense, they have 4 defenders. We have Clary poking on. We have Steph Catley, Claire Hunt, and Ellie Carpenter. In midfield, we have Caitlin Ford, the Arsenal midfielder, who has been, she has actually come to this competition for Australia. She has been impressive in this competition. We also have Ali Russell. We have Katrina Gorey and Kyra Coney-Cross. Up front, we have Mary Fowler and the impressive Sam Kerr. You know, it has not really been the kind of competition Sam Kerr wants due to injury. You know, and how do you think she's going to motivate these Australian ladies? You know, with her starting this game.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, including her into the lineup of the Australian, it should be a motivational factor because for long, a lot of people have been, you know, trying to. Wishing to watch her play. I remember when she was introduced in the match, she played 11 minutes. If the response of the crowd that they all stood for her. You know, they were shouting and we were hailing her. And she played 11 minutes. Then the second one, she played 66 minutes. And we saw her gradually, they are introducing her into the play. Let's see today if she will play full time. And let's see what comes out of it. We hope that she'll be able to use that time to whom much is given, much is expected. A lot is expected from her. As she carries the Australian team in her shoulder, we hope she proves that leadership quality by if not scoring goal, creating chances for them. And we already saw her, she missed one-on-one in situation with the England goalkeeper. And we hope that she corrects herself and that doesn't repeat itself again.
Okay, we hope she corrects herself. And don't forget, Sam Kerr is the captain of the Australian national team. We are approaching the 24th minute of this game already. 26th minute of this game, sorry. It's still England 0, Australia 0. Ball possession reads the Australia has 29% of the ball, while England has 71% of the ball. England has 6 shots already in this game, while Australia has 0 shots. England has 1 shot on target. Australia has no shots on target. England has 2 shots off target. Australia has 0 shots off target. We've seen just 2 corner kicks in this game, and both corner kicks were being taken by the English side. Total passes, England have completed 172 passes in this game, while Australia has completed just 68 passes in this game. It has really been England all the way. We can see the recovery rate. England recovers the ball at a good rate of 5 seconds, while it takes the Australians 28 seconds, to recover the ball.
Yeah. So England are fast recoverers. They recover fast than the
Australia.
Yeah, they recover faster than the Australian side. And you know, from the statistics you just read now, you know, what I know is that most of these situations came in the first 10 minutes of the play. Because in the first 10 minutes of the game, what England did was they increased the original pace. They were so fast, they were rushing against the Australians, trying to, you know, come against them when they don't expect, you know, but that didn't work out. They tried, and that was where they got all those shot on goal and shot off goals. And that's when also they got a lot of position. But as the game progresses, we have discovered that the game is beginning to slow down gradually because the Australians too are waking up and also taking cover. And gradually they are covering up. And gradually what we are seeing now is like the game is no longer played in the 18 box or the 18 box area of the Australian side. Now they have shifted it to the England side.
Okay, now it's looking like they've shifted ball into the Australia side. It's Australia who are actually, you know, playing the better side for the past 3 minutes we've been watching this game. And don't forget, we are in the 27th minute, approaching 28 minutes, still goalless between Australia and England. It's an interesting game, no doubt, you know. End-to-end stuff, brilliance, you know, tactical brilliance that we're seeing in this game. Both teams are taking it to each other, not trying to play defensive football. You know, they're not actually giving each other the opportunity of having one to settle into this game and dominate play, which is actually good, and that's why we're having these 2 teams in the semi-final. Let's see if one of them will surely be going to the final.
Yeah, of course.
But let's see if one of them is capable of stopping Spain in the final. So Spain they look unstoppable in this competition.
They look unstoppable. They look sweet. You know, that is what you expect from champions. Definitely, for you to get up to this stage, you must be good, and that is one of the tactics that has worked out for this side. You know, by not allowing your opponent overrun you, by not allowing free flow, you have to have a tactics.
And Australia has their first corner in this game. Let's see if it's going to materialize into their first goal in the game or in this game. Let's see what they're going to make out of this corner. They're prepared to take the corner kick, and it is Catley was taking the corner kick, and she took one for her team. Well, let's see who's seeing Australia play with that beautiful.
That goal has been missed. What it means
for the Australians, that should be going in because she was just, you know, free there. She should be picking her spot and she did everything. There was a deflection. There was a deflection.
Corner kick, the ball was deflected.
Australia will be having their second corner kick already in this game, and we are in the 29th minute, approaching the 30th minute of this game. It's still Australia 0, England 0, and Australia has another corner in this game already. And we've not really seen them, make use of their set piece in this competition.
Yeah, we've not really seen them make use of their set piece, and though this very particular, the earlier stage of the match, we saw a lot of set piece being used, but yeah, if you look at the goals scored against Nigeria, one of them was through set piece, through corner kick, another, but we've not really seen them because at a stage like this, you see that a team will actually study your tactics and come up with a solution, and that is why it's becoming so difficult for set piece to work. Apart from the goal scored, like I was talking, I said we've not really seen of free kicks. Maybe where you have free kicks, you score. Apart from that goal scored by is it the Colombia?
Panama player.
Panama player that are out now. We have not really seen another one, just one, and that is where most of these teams need to work on. Which is female team, they need to work on it so that you get somebody who can score through free kicks, and we are not seeing them. We hope to see them in the next World Cup.
It's England who are now trying to dominate play and trying to create one chance to see if they can actually score a goal in the first half. A goal in this first half will actually be very, very much important for both teams. Don't forget to also join us at 8 p.m. where we'll be giving you an analysis of the Super Cup match between Manchester City and Sevilla. That match is by 8 p.m. And also forget to subscribe to our channel to join every of our weekly analyses. We are always here to give you fresh analysis of matches being played everywhere around the world. And stay England, who are trying to create one opportunity. And don't forget, we are currently in the 30th minute already. We are approaching the 31st minute. It's still Australia 0, England 0. What do you think any of this team actually need to do right now to break each other back? Well,
what they need to do right now for the England side, we have seen the weakness of the Australian side. Their defense is not too good. Their defense is not too good. If you come through the midfield, they will be lacking. And if you continue to come through the midfield and you get into the team box, there is possibility of you getting a penalty against the Australian. So they should work more towards that area that is, they've seen their weaknesses in that area of the defensive midfield, and the central defense is actually leaking. Serena Wigan should make use of it and get a goal. And
that is Australia with one attack. Let's see what they're going to make out of it. That's the pass to the far right. She goes for a cross, but the weight on that cross was actually too much. And straight to the comment section, we have Marta rising with IB Boniface, Australia all the way, and Benedict Boniface up Australia. everybody on the side of Australia in this game. Yeah. Nobody wants to give England a chance of winning. But I'm actually seeing an England win in this game.
Yeah. You are the only one seeing England to win in this game. Well, it's good. Football, sometimes, the way England won Nigeria is more painful than a lot of Nigeria. It was penalty, but it was painful. And
we had the opportunity of taking that game at the penalty, but we didn't take our chances. So.
We didn't take our chances, and at
the point, it was even 1 man down.
Yeah.
So Nigeria had the chance.
So that's why I say it was more painful than Australia. We won Australia. Probably they didn't allow us to win them, but we won them because we overplayed them. And a lot of Nigerians will wish that Australia win today.
Okay, a lot of Nigerians are actually wishing Australia wins today. We are in the 32nd minute, approaching 33 minutes already. It's still 0-0. Both teams are finding it hard to break each other at the back. But we've seen a lot of end-to-end stuff in this game. Attacking-wise, the game has actually lived up to expectation. It's a defensive game. The defenders came into this game with their A game, and that is why it has been really hard for them to actually break each other out of the back. But the midfield battle has actually been healthy. Yeah, the midfield battle has actually been healthy, and if you look at it, it's just in the past 10 minutes that the midfield of the Australian side are working after a series of attempts by the England side, by they collapsing their midfield, and they were running always towards the 18 box of the Australian side. But when the midfield woke up, when the midfield of the Australian side woke up, it became so difficult for the England to override them at the midfield and get to the 18 box. Now you can see the battle now is on the midfield, and we hope that being that the Australian midfield has woken up, they should be able to have a good link-up play with the forward side, most especially to Sam Kerr and the second Fowler, and from there they can get a goal from there. Okay, from there they can get a goal from there. We're in the 34th minute, approaching the 35th minute. It's still England 0, Australia 0. And it was really been an interesting game, you know. For the past 10 minutes, the statistics, by the time we're going to see the next one, should be around 50-50 or very close to each other, because Australia has actually grown into this game. And from what I'm seeing on my screens, it's like Australia they're actually trying to play, you know, a mass attack and a mass defensive game. Because they attack together and they defend together. You can see the English ladies have actually pushed the Australians back into the Australian half. But they are also finding it hard to penetrate through the Australians. You know, it might go like this up to the 90th minute.
No. Yeah, they can continue to play like this, but this game that is going to be goals. You know, we expect to see goal in this game, you know. And when, like I said, anytime goal is scored, it changes the face of the game. Yesterday, after the goal was scored, the face of the game was changed. And
that's why we need to go very early, because when goals comes in early, you know, both teams are going to come out and attack each other.
Yeah.
But when it's still 0-0, you'll be playing cautious football of not wanting to concede a goal.
Yeah.
But when a goal comes in, we'll see the game.
Tactics change.
It's going to.
Because if at the end, that yesterday match, if you had told somebody that is going to score 3 goals, nobody will believe.
I am one of them, because I was even preparing myself right for extra time yesterday. I was already preparing myself for extra time.
Nobody will believe, because I know.
That's England with an opportunity with this being the first goal.
And that is a goal for England.
We have it from Elatone, the Manchester United midfielder. That was the first goal for England. What a goal from Elatone. And finally, we have the first goal in the 35th minute from England. You know, they've done all the callings, and yet the game is, you know, building up to expectations, and the game is going into life right now. And you can see the disappointment on the Australians. Both fans and players, you know, they're feeling disappointed because they had the opportunities. They have the better chance in this game already to take the lead. And unfortunately, they couldn't take it. But what do we have? England with the first goal, you know, they had a chance and hit it, took it straight to the end corner and to the far corner of the post for England opener. Elatone with the first goal of this game in the 35th minute. What a fantastic goal, fantastic hit from Elatone.
That was a beautiful goal, and I told you that the defensive midfielder and the defense and the central, they are not good. Use that position, you will get goal, and that is where the goal came from. It has been lacking. I may be a good coach, but I will be a very wicked coach.
I don't agree with you being a good coach. I don't agree with you being a good coach.
Even me, I know you will be a good coach too.
We know your statistics.
No, my statistics is not always one-sided. I can change.
It's not always one-sided.
Yes.
But we know how many times you've gone wrong with your. I'm sure wherever Yemi is, if Yemi is listening to this, or if he's watching this program, which I'm very sure he's watching it, he'll be shaking his head. Like, no. We call you the gaffer in the studio doesn't mean you'll be a good coach. And it's Australia. We are trying to find one back right now, and the game is lighting up right now. We're in the 37th minute, approaching 38 minutes. England won. Australia 0, courtesy of that's great strike from Elatone, and that's where they have to be careful talking about the Australians, because Elatone, you know, they
shot
from Mary Ebbs grabbed that easily, and you know that shows why she is currently the best goalkeeper in the world. Wow, that was a good hit from the Australians, you know, trying to hit one straight back at the English ladies. Let's see if they'll be getting that equalizer. But you know, with some Kerr on the pitch, she's always a threat to score.
Yeah, with some Kerr on the pitch, it is not over yet. I think the battle is still on. This is just, how many minutes now?
37 minutes.
This is just 38 minutes now, and we still have 7 minutes to play in the first half, and you have a whole 45 minutes, including the additional time to play. In fact, it's a very long, in football, it's a very long time. Anything can happen within that period of time. Talking about Elatone, I think she has been consistent in the English side. I think this is her first goal. This is her first in this competition. She was in the bench against the Super Falcons. She didn't feature. Probably she had featured. Maybe they would have scored more goals. And we've seen her positioning. She studied it. She took advantage of the weakness of the Australian side, and she got that goal. And a great one for her. We hope to see more of her in this competition.
Yeah, we hope to see more of Elatone in this competition. And don't forget, the English team is actually, you know, a very rich team. You can see their bench. Let's go straight to the England ladies bench, where we have another goalkeeper talking about Annan Ampton. That's the goalkeeper Chelsea just got from Aston Villa. And we have Ellie Roebuck, the third choice goalkeeper. We have Naeem Charles, that is the Chelsea defender. We also have Jordan Nobes. We have Lodes Moy. We have Esme Morgan, Lara Combs. Chloe Kelly, Beth England, Katie Zellem, and Katie Robinson. You can see how how rich that bench is when you have a player like Bethany England and Katie Zellem. These are players that can actually come in, and change the face of the game. We saw Chloe Kelly came up against Nigeria, and that's a strike. Talking about the last penalty in the shootout, was rated as one of the best strikes, in the game of football, both male and female. That shows, how great, how impressive the female football is growing. And we're in the 39th minutes, currently approaching the 40th minute mark, which will be leaving us with 5 more minutes to go in this first half. It's England 1, Australia 0. We can see the home stadium. The stadium is already quiet right now. All the Australians are actually trying to see if their team is going to respond in this first half, and I'm very sure that is what is going up in their head and on the heads of the players, But it has been England dominating since scoring in this game. Yes,
it's good for their confidence. That goal they score is good for their confidence. And if you see the psychological balance they have right now, they are calm. They're just taking the ball a step at a time. They are not rushing. And the anger they came with, the pace they came with, they really drop it. Now they are trying to apply all the tactical approach to be able to dominate the possession, frustrate the Australians, and before you know what's happening, they are there in the final. So we hope it works for them.
Okay, we hope it works for them. We are in the 40th minute, approaching for the first minute. We can see how silent the Australian fans are. They are still looking at the team. They never expected that goal. That goal came against run of play. Fantastic hit by Elatone. And they have to be careful because we know how good these English ladies are. You're talking about Rachel Daly. There's M up there, and there's Elatone again. These are fantastic players. They are world beaters, And they'll be having the service of Lauren James by the time they get to the final or the top place, either of the two. But they are around 47 more minutes away from booking a spot in the final. If it's going to be England versus Spain in the final, who are you tipping towards to?
If it's England versus Spain, I will go for Spain. I don't want England to win this World Cup. I'm just being realistic. I don't want England to win this World Cup. I want any other person, Australia, Spain, to win.
What's the beef with England?
I don't have any beef with England. I don't have any beef with England. But if they win it, what will I kill myself? Will I go and walk transformer? No. Well, you understand what I'm always saying in my mind. But that's one good thing the England side have actually done, and that is now remember they are playing against 11 team. And they are playing against the crowd. Now, this goal have helped them to some certain extent by, one, silencing the crowd. It takes radical crowd for them to continue, even when your team is down, for them to continue the shouting. Now, if you throw a needle in the stadium, you hear the sound. Because the crowd are no longer shouting like they started. And if you look at the players too, they are down to some certain extent. So it is good for the psychology of the England side for them to yell.
England are trying attacking the Australian through Amp right now. And what's she going to do? She crosses one into the box and stay. England were attacking. Let's see if they can create another one. Or if they will be the one to get the second goal in this first half. And that's another England attack.
And that is a push.
Wow, that was a good nothing, but there was a push. There was an infringement in the box. And that's Amp who actually caused that infringement there. It's Australia 0, England 1. We're approaching the 43rd minute already in this first half. What a good cross from the English ladies. But that push was there.
That push was there, yeah. She had to push to make that move. Otherwise, if she didn't push, the defender would have stopped that ball. And sometimes if the referee did not see you, you may be lucky with it. But no, she's not lucky.
Really need to talk about how Greenwood and Millie Bright, how they've been able to contain Sam Kerr. They've kept her quiet in this game. Should it be an effect of the, her just coming back from injury, or how good the defenders are in keeping her at bay?
Well, she has not actually been tested. I mean, the defense and Sam Kerr, they've not been tested to know. Because one, the supply is not even getting to Sam Kerr. They've blocked all supply that were supposed to get to her. And we have not seen any competition, apart from the chance created that she missed. I've not really seen much of her in this match. It's like she's nowhere to be found. Now, if you have marked out Sanke, why not make use of Fowler on the other wing? So that you can attack these people. So it has to do with the midfield, the link-up play, so that they can, and you can see that cross there.
Let's see what they're going to make out of that cross.
It's a corner kick.
But it's a corner kick to Australia off in nothing from an English defender there. The match is actually, is actually exploding. Lots of lightning movement we've seen in this game, and that would have been a good chance for Ford. She might have just nicked one there. Let's see what they're going to do with this corner kick. If they're going to take advantage of that. It's Australia with a corner kick here.
Yeah, this is the third corner kick for Australia. England has 2 corner kicks. You gradually see the pressure is beginning to fall down to the England side. And let's see what the Australians come up with. They've had 3 corner kicks and none.
And that's coming into the net. Let's see. And that was a save for the English goalkeeper. And don't forget, in this competition, England are currently the only team yet to taste defeat in this competition. And they've conceded just 2 goals in all competition. Talk about the World Cup. Just 2 goals. 1 against Colombia and 1 against China in the 6-1. Where in the game whereby they defeated China 6-1. And those are just the 2 goals England have conceded in this competition. That's impressive defensive work. Yeah. Talking about Millie Bright, Jess Carter, and Greenwood at the back. They've done great. And we're in the 45th minute already with 1 minute additional time. That means we'll be seeing just 1 minute of added time. They haven't really been, in the calls for VAR to check anything in the first half. We've not really seen any miscalculation or miscalls from the referee. It has been top notch in the first half from the referee.
Top notch. I think that's what one thing we have to give to the female referee. I talked about it yesterday. They are good. And this very referee and Tori Penson from United States of America, she blew against the match Germany versus Morocco. It ended 6-1. It blew against the second match Canada versus Morocco 4-0. And the match Sweden versus Switzerland. And then Denmark played. She also officiated that match. This is her 4th match in this World Cup, and it has been top notch all through. She actually did well. There's no controversial moment. And she's one coach. Out of the last 3 matches she played, she only issued no more than 4 yellow cards. No more than 4 yellow cards and no red card. So she has been top notch.
And it's halftime at the Australia Stadium, whereby it's Australia 0, England 1. And that goal was courtesy of Elaton first half goal. And don't forget, Sam Kerr started this game. This is the first start for Australia in this competition, but she hasn't really been able, to be of threat to the English defense in the first half. Impressive 45 minutes we've seen, great action for the past 45 minutes. Another 45 minutes, and the players have 15 minutes to actually go and rest and re-strategize. What are your expectations in the second half?
My expectation in the second half, we expect to see goals. I expect to see the Australian, up their games against the England side. It is a moment where Gustafsson, the coach, need to come up with another strategy to handle the England side. You have seen the first half. You've seen how he plays. Now, it is left for you to come up with another techniques that will be able to bring difference into it. Either you introduce new player or you tell them what to do. You tell them what to do so that Fowler and Sam Kerr can be getting supply. It is when they get supply that you can get goal. Because if you talk about breaking the defense of the England side, it is a very difficult thing. If you look at it, they are one of the most defensive teams. They've not considered good goal. Like you said, they've only considered 2 goals. Just 2 goals. And the goalkeeper is having 4 clean sheets right now. So for you to score against the England side, it's going to be very difficult. So what you need to do is to up their game and look for a possible way to break that defense.
Okay, you have to look for a possible way to break that defense. Talking about the England defense, and that defense is actually a strong word. Talking about Millie Bright, Jess Carter, and Greenwood. They've actually been impressive in this competition. Not forgetting Lucy Bronze, who is playing in the midfield today, but we know she's not really playing in the midfield. But her pace is actually being utilized in this game. You look at both teams. Nigeria didn't look bad against both England and Australia in this competition. We even got a victory against Australia. I'm very sure the girls will actually be proud wherever they are of what they achieved in this competition. And so good that the politicians talking about the governors and the president, the president's wife, they actually met with the ladies, and it's dollar raining for the girls because they are like the Imo State governor. He gave the Imo State indigene amongst the team $10,000 each.
Wow.
It's money raining for the girls. And just yesterday, Ajibade, Monday, and what she called Asisat Oshoala were hosted by the governor of Lagos State, talking about Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Good one for the girls. And how is this going to, improve or motivate these girls?
Wow, right. To me, I think that's one of those ways to motivate the guys, by giving them encouragement that, hey guys, we are with you. We saw what you did. We know you can do more. Next outing, please. That is way. That's just the way to encourage them. And you remember, the reason for their revolt was one, lack of payment of bonuses and other things. It's boiled down to what they officially deserved that was not given to them. That was the reason for their revolt. But now you see the governors and all stakeholders coming to encourage them, sometimes they will now look at it that this is even above just the bonuses. What we are getting now is even more than our bonuses. So that we are seen by the whole Nigerians, we are representing the whole Nigeria. It's not only NFF as a body, but individually and corporate bodies you are representing, and we are behind you. Keep it up. To me, it's a welcome development.
Yeah, they have to keep it up, and I also, I'm also of the belief that we need to appreciate the girls in sports. You look at it, the girls have been the one putting Nigeria on the world map, talking about Toby Amusa in the 100-meter hurdles. She's a world record holder. And you look at the female team, that is the basketball female team, the D Tigers. They are the current, forfeit winners of Afro Basket. And you have the Nigerian female team, that's the Super Falcons, 9 times African champions. Lot of impressive records from the girls. And we can just say is they should keep it up. And we hope the right courtesies are actually going to, show much appreciations to the girls. And don't forget, yesterday, the D Tigers, that's the Nigerian male basketball team, they crashed out of qualifying for the 2024 Olympics. Shambles for the male team. The male football team, that is Nigeria, the Dream Team won't be going to the Olympics. The male basketball team, the D Tigers, won't also be going to the Olympics next year. But back to this game between Australia and England. We've seen the first half. Who are you impressed with in the first half?
Well, I want to give it to the England side. They play better when it comes. They came with a game plan. Their game plan was actually obvious and actually worked for them. First 10 minutes, pressurize these people, try to get a goal. You understand? And if you don't get a goal, fall back, re-strategize. We've seen their weaknesses and just make use of it. That's what they did. They rushed the Australians, and at the point the Australians were confused. At the point they were confused because you see them running through. They were actually confused because of the pace of the attack was high. It was when they now went back. They've already studied that moment of rushing. They've studied them. They saw their weakness and they make use of it. And they got that goal. Right from the right position. And they got the goal.
And they saw the Australian weaknesses and they got the goal. Don't forget you can be a part of this conversation by dropping your message in the live chat. I will promise you we're going to read it out. You can also drop your prediction. Let's see if you have a good prediction about this goal. Let's see if you are actually an octopus like the gaffer. Okay, and we're still waiting for the second half, which will be starting any moment from now. But before the second half, we'll go for a quick breather. And when we come back, it's going to be the second half.
This is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Egbenwe. Don't forget to subscribe. Alpha. It's okay. This is a strong Man U fan. Arsenal versus Zurich. A win for both, automatic qualify. A draw, also qualify. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Beningwe. Please don't forget to subscribe. The teams with the biggest fan zone in the world, Chelsea versus Manchester United. They're about to start their match. And it has been a lot of talking between the fans, Manchester fans and Chelsea fans. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
There are two chances, just like you said. Aubameyang was clear to give him the ball that you could have scored. At least you could have given, even if you didn't score, at least give him the ball and have a chance to score. And you will always so selfish, you play the ball out, understand?
Being a Chelsea fan, I was just kind of optimistic that we'll win because we've had a very bad form this season.
Clash of the Titans between the two London rivals, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Already Man City has overtaken Arsenal on the lead of the table with 13 matches played. A win for Arsenal today, Arsenal will automatically overtake Manchester City. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
Australia and England. The first half finished England 1, Australia 0. Don't forget, it's a live watch and a live watch along. So you can actually be with us on this, join the conversation by dropping your your messages, sorry, in our live chat. And I still have with me in the studio, Solomon. Yeah. Solomon, we saw the first half.
Yeah, we saw the first half, and it was interesting first half. Yes, actually, it lived up to expectation of a semi-final in the World Cup because the two sides were good, but one was better. One took their chances, and they got a goal, and that is the England side, and that is the Lioness of England. And the Martinez are yet to get a goal, and we expect them to get a goal because this is their own soil, this is their own land, and they have the support, they have the crowd behind them. What they need to do is to score the goal and reawaken the spirit of the supporters that is already downcast by that goal scored by the England side. To give them that confidence, to give them that courage, to push them on. And remember, well, if not because of the exposure of the Lionesses, they are exposed. When it comes to the England League, it's one of the best in the world, and that is why crowd is no longer a problem.
Oh yeah.
They've played in the Wembley where they have 90,000 capacity stadium. They play in Old Trafford where they have 70-something thousand capacity. They played in Stamford Bridge when they have 40-something thousand capacity. Here in Sydney Olympic, it's just 83,500 capacity. So they can stand anywhere in the world.
You can't go it's a lot of number. I don't know, as Chris, we can see the second half is starting, and it's Australia who are going to start it by the passing, and they already passed to start the second half. It's Australia playing from the right to the left right now, and it's England who are defending, from the passing, and England the back, trying to create one or two attack Australia early on into this game. What I love about this game is they are not giving themselves, the opportunity of having one team to actually dominate play. Yeah, nobody's dominating each other. Yeah, they are taking the game to each other.
Yeah, that's when they say when two lions meet, it is the ground that will suffer. This time around, it is the grass or the tough grass. I don't know which one is suffering. You see the two sides, they are good. There's no dominance in anywhere. Nobody's dominating everybody. They are both taking the game end to end, and they're both attacking themselves. And you see right now is a counter now for the Australian side. Let's see what they do with it.
Let's see what Australia do with this counter attack. And it's Australia who are trying to. We've not really seen much of Sam Kerr in the second half. In this game, sorry, not in the second half. The second half is just starting.
Yeah, we've not really seen much of her in this game, and that is why the coach sometimes this is where you bring in some little technicalities and you bring in some little changes that will confuse your opponent. Now you just left Sam Kerr in that position. Why not give her that free role? Move from here to here. You understand what I'm saying? She's not having that free role to play. She's just in the left side position. Or that is your left side position. That's 11, where number 11 normally play. That is where she's just there. Move her to the midfield. Move her, and before
Australia were trying to create one into the box, and it's Sam Kerr with out of nothing, not in the air. And like Solomon rightly said before, that it's a game between two lions. But no, we have just one lioness here, and it's the English lioness, the three lioness that are playing, and the animal which I'm more familiar with in Australia are the kangaroos.
So do we call them the kangaroos?
So they are always a food. The kangaroos, they can't actually be a match for the lioness. We know the lioness to be, a hunter. Yeah. They hunt for the food. Yeah. So when you have a lioness against the kangaroos, they call themselves the Matildas. The Matildas. So, Matildas always be scared of lion.
Well, let's see whether it happened that way.
The Matildas part, they are cheering, they are rowing the pitch, they are rowing in the stadium, cheering their team up, and let's see if they can motivate the girls, the Matildas, to get one goal against England. Sam Kerr is always a suspect to score anytime you see her on the pitch, and she's right there, but they've actually minimized her threats, talking about the England defenders, Greenwood, Millie Bright, and Jess Carter. They've actually, dealt with her very well. Should we say it was easy for Millie Bright and Jess Carter because they've actually been playing with Sam Kerr at Chelsea?
Yeah, they know her very well. Apart from that, it's not because of they know her. It is actually because of she has not actually gotten a good playmaker. Yeah. A good playmaker that will work out those opportunities for her to score. In Chelsea where she play, she have good midfielders that create chance for her, and she shine. And here, if you look at it, the defenders and the midfielders, they're still struggling in Australia. That is in the field, they're still struggling. They've not actually passed. They've not only gone past their wing. I've talked much of creating chances for her to score. So that is where the problem lies.
Okay, there's a lot of problem for Australia in this game. Because, and that is Sam Kerr. Oh, no. Oh, that's actually Ford, the Arsenal midfielder.
Yeah,
but that went straight to the goalkeeper's hand. Wow, that was a fantastic in-swing pass from there. That would have gone offside, no doubt. But that was a fantastic note from her. But Mary Elps was actually, up to the task. And we're approaching this 49th minute in this game. It's still Australia 0, England 1. It's very much important for the home team to actually get, to score in this game. I can't really imagine Australia in the final. It's going to be, an explosive game. A lot of fans in that stadium. And we can see the stadium is almost filled to capacity, if not filled to capacity in this game already. Straight to the comment section, we have Toyin Sega, Jedus, Jedus Dew. England,
congratulations.
He doesn't finish it because it's still a work in progress.
Half congrats.
Probably by the end of the game, he's going to finish it up. And we also have Solomon Joseph. Australia is not done yet. Watch out for the second half. I am with Australia. Wow, that's beautiful from you, Solomon Joseph. Well, we have 45 more minutes to see if Australia are actually up to the task. But we've seen the English defenders, they are actually up to the task. They've actually, neutralized every threat coming from the Australians.
They've actually neutralized it. They are very good. That is where the league comes to play. Because most of these players here...
And that was a miss, and that's a chance for England. Let's see if they're going to take advantage. But the defender was up there, and England has a corner. That was a good one from Ock there.
But that should have been a goal kick anyway.
No, it's actually a corner kick. She kicked it off herself. She kicked it off.
And the referee would have blown that whistle too.
Wow. Remember, they actually lost something like this against Nigeria, which gave Australia the chance of scoring against Australia.
Yeah.
So they have to be very much careful. I think they should have worked on that. All these upswing passes, evading their defense. They should be working towards that and knowing how to cut that. Okay, we also have Wasiu Skobo. England all the way. England all the way, sorry. I'm talking about Wasiu Skobo. England all the way. Leave it or take it. England for final. Yes, finally we're having England fans in this game already. I thought I was the only one who is supporting England, but current now I have a lot of people who we are all the same page. Don't forget, it's the game between Australia and England. The game is being played in Australia, and it's Australia 0, England 1. We're at the 50th minute, approaching the 51st minute already in this game. If you are the manager, Solomon, which substitution or where in the field will you think your substitution should be coming from? Talking about the Australian manager.
Talking about the Australian manager, I will make substitution, look for a creative midfielder. Somebody who is a creative midfielder, who can connect, who can link up passes between Fowler and Sam Kerr. So who will create chances, bring the defense together. And
that's a good crossing from us, from England. But we've actually been seeing England for the first 5 minutes of the second half. It has been England who are trying to dominate play. They're trying to settle in very much into this game. And you have to actually give it to their recovery rate. It's very much impressive. They don't allow the ball out of their reach for up to 10 seconds in this game.
Yeah. That's one good thing about them. We saw that. I think the fastest is Spain. We saw Spain yesterday. They recover so fast.
9 seconds.
In 9 seconds. That is massive. That is so fine. And then I also seen England too. Their recovery.
That is one of the reasons why I want to say England. An England versus Spain final. That recovery rate, I want to see how easy it is for both teams to recover against each other, knowing fully well that Spain loves having the ball. They like playing around with the ball with themselves, and England is a team that love, they also love having the ball, but they like eating it on the counter. So that final is actually going to be a massive one, and I just hope the god of football, god of soccer, is going to give us that final between England.
Okay, that Shegun is already praying now.
Between England and Spain.
Shegun is already praying for England.
And don't forget the final is coming up on Sunday, whereby one of these two teams, talking about Australia and England, are going to join Spain in the final. And don't forget, Spain national team, they are the current world champion at the under-17 level, current world champion at the under-20 level. It remains the final and possibly the Olympics for them to complete, a full sweep of women football.
And they're the European champions too. So they've actually won a lot, and that is why I want other people to have a test.
England are the European champions, not Spain.
Yeah, I'm talking about England.
Okay,
England are the European champions. And that is why I want a test. They've tested the champion. They tested the trophy, very big trophy. The European champion is a very big trophy. The World Cup is a very big trophy. Share it. Let Australia also have a test of it so that they can begin to wish to be a continuous champion. That is why I'm supporting them, and I love their flow of football. I love the organization, what they did you know, the organization, the stadiums they use for the World Cup, they are good stadiums. The attendance, we have not seen that before in the history of female World Cup. And even the entertainment, you know, at every point in time when
the game is starting,
you see their tradition. They show their tradition. They welcome people with their tradition. Upon the blow, I don't know what they call it. You know, they call the spirit the ancestors. Wow. They come and be part of it. They come and be part of it. You know, those are some of those important. Some of those things we have not seen in previous World Cup, but we are seeing them here today.
Wow, culture and tradition are always unique, you know, and they're beautiful to the eye. I'm a very fan. I love my tradition, and you know, I love my culture. And straight to the statistics on this game, we are approaching the 55th minute of this game. That means we've played 10 minutes of second half with 35 more minutes to see in the second half. England has a better share of ball possession with 64%, while Australia has just 36% of the ball. Total shots, England has 7 shots, Australia has 5 shots. Shot on target, England has 2, Australia has 1. You know, it hasn't really been impressive from the Australia forward, and I think any substitution coming into this game, probably it might be Sam Kerr who will be going out for, you know, a forward for Australia, because we've not really seen her in this game. You know, she hasn't really lived up to that expectations. Yes, she has been lots of expectations were on her shoulders, but she hasn't been able to unfold that.
Of course, she has been locked. She has been locked by the defense of the English side, and also the coach should work to the strength of his team. Now you know that you don't have any creative midfielder who can come and create those chances. Then you bring in somebody who can play along. That's another alternative. You bring in somebody who can play along from the midfield and flow into the team box to get a goal. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are not seeing Fowler here. We are not seeing Sam Kerr. So where are they? They are in the field, but they are not doing anything. They are not playing. Well, you understand? What the expectation, the high expectation we had of them, we had people coming to this match, we are not seeing it. So I think I will agree with you for them to be substituted.
Okay, it's one to have expectations, and it's two to achieve, you know, your goals and your expectations. It takes push, it takes a lot of push and lots of, you know, lots of belief to achieve your expectations. On total passes in this game, Australia has 179 total passes completed already, while England has completed 323 passes in this game. It tells why England are dominating play.
Yeah, they are dominating play. They have it. Their hold-up play is good, you know, and that is why they'll be able to dominate play. You see, one person can hold the ball, pass to the other person, you know. Their pass accuracy also, to some extent, is also good, but not above, not above 60. I think they've done well in that aspect too, and that is why you see they are able to dominate possession. So I expect them to make use of that possession. Though they've gotten one, if they can get one goal, they can kill off the game. Get one more goal and kill the game, and Australia will be left stranded. Okay,
one more goal for England to kill off this game, and we know that if that goal is going to come in and England scoring one more goal, it's going to kill this game. Would that be the chance? But that was a good save from the goalkeeper, and that was a long shot from the England player talking about M. And we know we saw the kind of goal she scored against against Colombia. So she's never scared of taking those shots. Fantastic save from the goalkeeper. Wow! And England has a corner kick in the 56th minute of this game. We've seen about 11 minutes already in the second half. Yeah. Is it looking likely we're seeing, you know, Australia coming back in this game?
Well, I will not say it's over yet, because the last 15 minutes is where the decider is. Now, so far, what I've seen so far, I've not seen the curiosity, the anxiety in the Australian players. I've not seen.
Oh, that was a close one for Millie Bright, but she couldn't connect another to the post, and it was a side netting and the goal kick to Australia. You know, how will you rate Millie Bright in this competition?
She's actually the captain. She's been fantastic, and she's been playing leadership role. If you look at her height, she's very tall, and she's making use of it, and that was why she was able to jump above the Australians to get that header. Though it didn't go, it was not a shot on goal, but it was a good trial. Maybe 1-2 of that, you get one out of it, and it will be plus.
I can talk about Millie Bright. She's the current captain of Chelsea female team. You know, talking about Chelsea, they are the current champions. They are the defending champions of WSL, the Women's Super League. And we promise you on Premier Sport Fan Center, when the WSL starts next season, we will be giving you, a lot of actions for the big games in WSL. Still locked up with Premier Sport Fan Center. If you're a fan of female football, we promise to bring those actions to your screen when the season starts in England. We've seen a lot of signings from the female team, you know, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, you know, Manchester City in WSL. Who are you tilted towards next season to win it?
Well, next season, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tight anyway. It's going to be tough, but I still, the Arsenal ladies are good.
Yeah, they're very good.
The Arsenal ladies are good, and the Chelsea ladies look better. You understand?
That's you talk like a politician.
You know, when those days when we go to primary school, they taught us how to say good, better, best. So when I say Arsenal are good and Chelsea are better, I know what I'm saying. And we hope to see that, Chelsea look better to win, look good to win.
Okay, Chelsea look good to win. And if Chelsea win that means Chelsea will have won the WSL back to back, 4 times straight. Let's see if that's going to happen. You know, next season is just right there by the corner. And we are approaching this 60th minute of this game, which leaves us with 30 more minutes to go. And say England 1, Australia 0. That goal was caught. See that lovely shot from Elaton in the closing embers of the first half. And it's England, you know, who are doing all the right callings. And that is Jess Carter with a fantastic, you know, tackle on Ford there. You know, she brought a beef of Arsenal Chelsea into this game. You know, she has really been a thorn in the flesh of Ford in this game. You know, a lot of tackles, right tacklings from Jess Carter. That is one impressive player, and I would really love to see the players of the tournament. You know, the team of the tournament. Sorry, and I actually want to see her name in that list because she actually deserves it. You know, she has really given a good account of herself in this competition. Yeah,
she has actually given a good account of herself, and I'm sure she should be on the lineup of the nominees because she has actually proven herself. And we hope to see when we get to. Let's see whether they will qualify today. If they qualify today for the final, I think it will be another advantage for her.
Okay, don't forget the referee of this game is Tori Pencil, an American. You know, she has actually been fantastic in this game. You have to give it to all the women referees in this competition. This competition has actually, you know, we've not really seen a lot of controversies. Even if we've had any controversy in this competition. Sorry, the referees have actually been up to the task, and we can see Australia through Sam Kerr. Yeah, that's a good cross on Sam Kerr, but the Australian in the defense of the English, sorry, to actually connect to that, and that's another one from Sam Kerr. You know, these are the deliveries Sam Kerr is actually expecting for her. Not she providing those deliveries.
Now, you see what I talked about? I said he's a good coach, he changed her position. And that is what we have seen now. You have changed her from being the last man now to a winger. And now she's the one delivering all those crosses to them. I think she has delivered 3 crosses now, which there was nobody in particular to make use of.
You need a Sam Kerr in the center because she's their best chance of scoring this game.
Yeah, changing her position does not mean for her to be doing the crossing. I think moment is coming whereby she has to run through the wing side where she's supposed to cross and use the opportunity of her strength and her experience to run through and get a goal. Though it's not easy, but you have to work 1-2-3 with 1-2 pass with somebody to get to so that you can get to that position where to score that goal.
Okay, Suleiman says it's not easy, and don't forget we'll also be having the 5th Paris 2024 Olympics next year, whereby we'll still be having female football. You know, and the Super Falcons will be hoping to qualify for that competition. I expect them in the competition. I expect Africans, you know, African nations team. We've seen them in this World Cup. I expect a good outing from them next year.
Yeah, of course. That is what all Africans are talking now. Right now, all Africans are happy with what we saw in the World Cup because they've really made history in this World Cup. This is the first time in a very long time for 3 Africans.
Australia with one attack and that's
Sam Kerr. And there's support there now. Who will be there? A shot!
A shot!
And the goal! I've proven myself!
Finally, Sam Kerr came to the party. Woo! What a hit and what a goal from Sam Kerr against Maryhead. Fantastic goal. What a hit. We've seen 2 fantastic hits in this game, you know. She took that for her team and she got them the equalizer in the 62nd minute. It's 62 minutes already, approaching 63rd minute. It's Australia 1, England 1, and this game is evil now.
The game is evil now. What do you have to say about this goal? This is one of the classical goals we talk. The move of the masters, the shot of an experienced player, the brilliance of Sam Kerr is what gave this goal. Against all expectation, she was not in the 18 box. She was far 10 meters away from the 18 box and she launched that shot and it was straight into the net, like 5 meters away from the 18 box. 5 meters away from the 18 box, she launched that shot to the right position and was able to break this clean sheet that would have been 5 for the goalkeeper of England.
Fantastic goal from Sam Kerr. Fantastic initiative from the Chelsea striker. And at last, she got her first goal in the that was off a wicked deflection from Millie Bright, another Chelsea player. But finally, Australia has their goal. They deserve this goal. They actually did a lot of callings in the first half. And fantastic goal from Sam Kerr to bring the game even at 1-1. Yeah, you can see the fans, they're so happy right there in the Sydney Stadium. And that is an home advantage for them, You can see how happy, how joyous they are. You can see how sad the English players are. Ellerton is not believing that. I think she lost that ball in the midfield. And it's game on. England won, Australia won. And we're approaching the 65th minute of this game.
Yeah. England won, Australia won, and if we see the spirit of the Australian fans have just been awakened. The spirit, we are sleeping, but right now you can see the joy, you can see the reaction. Now the belief has come again. They're believing that it is still possible for their team to win this. And Sam Kerr have actually registered a name. The expectation on her, the load in her shoulder is gradually taking them off. And with this goal, she will be encouraged. Another moment for her. I think she'll get another goal. I said it before. Change the position of Sam Kerr and you will get a goal. We saw her playing in the right before and now she twist. And she was able to get that goal. That is what we talk about, a good coach. And it's working. And you can see her again. Oh!
But it's going to be a corner kick. Sam Kerr has awakened in the second half. She has awakened the same more of Sam Kerr. That was a good tackle from Jess Carter. She took the shot already and would have been, a close one for Mary Epps. But do you think Mary Epps was at fault for that goal?
Yeah, is that?
Do you think Mary Epps, the England goalkeeper, was at fault for that goal? She should be doing better there.
Well. See, sometimes she don't expect that goal. You know, someone say she don't expect that shot. She didn't expect it, and that is where you get good strike. And when the shot is least expected, what is happening? It should be retaken.
It should be retaken.
So the shot, she didn't expect that. She didn't see it coming. Sam Kerr took it in the midst of two defenders when she was not even sure where the ball was going. It was when the ball was almost going in, that was when she saw it and she tried, but there was no way for her to stop it.
Okay, we also have a message from Navas Muwala, who says, I think win for Australia, it will be nice. Well, let's see, we have about 25 minutes to go in this game. Will it be Australia or will it be England? And that's a nice one, which was aiming for the back corner of the goal from that corner kick. And it's still Australia, who have gained momentum from that Sam Kerr goal. And they are still very much attacking the English defense. Don't you feel they need to take more of shots? Because right now we're seeing that it's looking like Mary Epps, she's having a shortcoming when it comes to shots. And that's a good nod, but straight into the hands of Mary Epps. And that was from Sam Kerr. Like I rightly said, if a goal is going to come in for Australia, it has to be from Sam Kerr because she's their focal man. She's the focal point in this game, the go-to person for them. Good lift from her and good header from her, but there was also a good catch from Mary Epps, and that shows why she is the current world best goalkeeper, talking about in the female category.
Yeah, you can see the difference of what Sam Kerr brought to the party right now with what we saw in the first half and the early stage of the first half. I said it, change the position of Sam Kerr, let her not be predictable, and you will get goal. And that is actually what the coach have done right now. If I ask you which position is Sam Kerr playing now, you will not be too sure.
She's playing more of a free role right now.
Yeah, she's playing more of a free role.
I don't know why. I think probably by the 70th to 75th minute, we should be seeing Emily Van Egmond coming into this game. That's a fantastic player for the Australia. She has actually given a good account of herself in this competition, and I really want to see her come into this game, so that she can actually free Sam Kerr. She's actually a fantastic player when it comes to creativity. And I really want to see her come into this game, and give a good account of herself. And we're in the 67th minute, approaching 68th minute. You can see the English bench, they're actually talking to themselves to see what they can actually do. Because they had this game in their pocket, but one shot and they let it out. Okay, straight to the ball possession. It has really been a drastic game between both teams. England still lead with ball possession 62%, but Australia actually coming up right now with 68% of the ball. And don't forget, Australia has just 2 shots on target, and 1 went into the net as the goal. England has 3 shots on target, 1 went in as a goal. It shows the defense has actually been compact, and this game has actually been played by the two defense because they are the one who
what
was
a miss.
almost going into the net. Fantastic hit from the that's Lucy Bros. Fantastic hit from Lucy Bros there, and that was almost going into the back of the net. The goalkeeper never really expected that. Just an inch.
Just an inch.
Wow.
That's just an inch. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow. Oh. That was going to drop to the back of the net.
If there was a forwarder there, if there was an attacker there, what you just need, just a touch would have been up for that goal.
And don't forget, Australia has actually considered a goal from corner kick in this competition. Talking about that Magabi goal in the first game between Australia and Ireland. She scored off a corner kick.
Yeah.
The Australian defense have to be very much careful, you know, of set pieces and games coming in with true crosses coming through in swingers, because that is looking like their greatest, you know, undoings, and that is Rachel Daly trying to do one or two, and that was a good goal. Wow, what it means, what a moment for England. You know, they're trying to do everything possible to come back into this game. What a hit and what another there. Against, wow, the goalkeeper was actually beating there, just roll across the goalpost. And that was a moment, you know. I'm sure the Australian defenders have their hearts in their mouths there. You know, they have to be careful.
You know, the last 2 minutes we've seen two clear chances that is so close.
And that's another chance for Sam Kerr, but that was just too much, you know. You can see this game is waking up. He's lighting up, you know. He's lighting up.
Now you begin to see the link-up play. You know, you now see the way the midfielder linked that pass to her, and it was just a matter of pace. If you had caught up with that, we would have been singing the second goal right now.
It's just a matter of pace, and we're into the 70th minute already. 20 more minutes for both teams to find a winner. 20 more minutes until we see if we're going to the extra time. 20 more minutes for England to get a second goal and possibly win this game. In the that's a
what an error!
Defensive error!
What an error!
Goal. And I was just talking about this, you know, the up ball coming into the defense, the up ball coming in. You can see Sam Kerr is not believing that. That was defensive error from the Australian defenders to give England the lead, and England are back in the lead at the 70th minute. It's England 2, Australia 1. Courtesy a goal of Hem. Wow. Wow.
I want to say a goal of you know that's what in strong matches like this, it is you need moments like this to score goal. That was a defensive error. That was so. I've seen it before. The defense of the Australia, they are not good. They are not brilliant.
You know, I was talking about this.
Yeah.
The upswingers coming through the defense.
Yeah.
It's always hard for the Australians.
That was how Australia got
against Nigeria. Where Australia got this type of goal.
Look at where she was.
What was she doing? Her goalkeeper was far off her. You shouldn't be doing that at the back. And she gave England the lifeline in this game, and England are back to the lead. And Australia are back to square one, you know, in the 71st minute. It's England 2, Australia 1.
She's back to square one. They're actually back to square one. And at a moment like this, it's very difficult. It will be very difficult for them to come back. But though it is football. That is the time. We hope they can come back. A moment like this, when they have actually picked up the game, and your defense now, you know, like the Nigerians say, you fall my hand. You fall my hand. You know, that is what we actually saw here. You just fall the hand of the player. Just unnecessary goal. A goal that was not worked for by the England. You just give it to them at the platter of goal.
Wow, just give that on the platter of goal, and just a moment, you know, just a moment of, you know, defensive error. In the moments around the 3 minutes whereby we've seen Australia, you know, doing a lot of calls. Just to the other end, we saw Sam Kerr lost a good opportunity there, whereby the ball was overhit when Mary Ebbs got that, and in the other end we saw England, you know, getting back to the leading, got back to their lead, and England 2, Australia 1. I was just in a substitution from Australia, and Vin, who is coming in to play. She's looking like a defender. Let's see what Australia have to play, because I can't really fathom why you're bringing in a defender when you're losing 2-1, you know, in the 72nd minute.
Yeah. Now this is the moment whereby whoever is close to the coach, you say, okay, this is the weak point of the Australian defense. When you give this kind of crosses from this area,
I was actually saying
you said it. Yeah, you said it. You said it, and you are right, or 100% right. That is their weakness. If you get it 1, 2, 3, 4, you get 2 out of 4. They are so loose when it comes to that kind of passes. They hardly hold it, because they have considered up to 4 goals in this kind of situation in this World Cup.
And you can see the frustration on Sam Kerr's face. She can't believe it that our team are down back. You know, they find themselves at the back of it. That was a fantastic hit.
3 defenders within 3 defenders.
They were actually thinking she was going to run into through the defense and probably go into the box, but you know, she had other things thinking in her head, and she finally took that shot. A fantastic strike from Sam Kerr to give Australia the equalizer then. But right now it's England 2, Australia 1, and the Australian fans will actually be praying for the next 13. That we have about 13 more minutes or so, 18 more minutes if I'm not mistaken.
18 minutes, 16 minutes.
16 minutes, sorry, in this game. They will actually have to be praying for the next 16 minutes because we're in the 73rd minute, approaching the 74th minute of this game. It's the England 2, Australia 1.
And there's another pass now for Sam Kerr. What did she do? She have two defenders with her, blocking her, and then she back to her position and passed it. No, but that was a bad one by the Australian side.
And you see the English ladies now, they are trying to take through, it's an up-through ball they are trying to take now.
Yeah.
They know that at the back, the Australians are not really, up to the task of beating or eating the ball out. All you have to give to this referee in this game, she has actually been top-notch. She has gotten all her calls right in this game. Fantastic one from her. And it's looking, we are just about 14 more minutes away, 15 more minutes away from having, an all-Europe final, talking about England versus Spain in the final. And that will actually be a beautiful one. Don't forget, none of these three remaining teams have actually won the FIFA Female World Cup. None of them has won. We are having a brand new winner this year.
Oh, that would be a very good one. But having a brand new winner for a very long time. It has either been England and USA, who has won it 4 times. Norway won it once. Germany won it twice, and Japan won it once. But right now, they are all out of the tournament. We're expecting a fresh team to win it, and that will be good for the World Cup. That will be good for the history of the World Cup. We're going to have a new winner, whether rain or sunshine. We are going to have a new winner this time around. So we hope to see a good one, and we hope to see Australia in the final. But the way it's looking now, it's looking bad for them. But the match is not over yet. This is just the 75th minute. We have 15 minutes to play for regulation time. And we don't know how many additional minutes that the referee is going to add. But we hope that Australia can still fight their way back and get a goal. Okay, there's 3 goals in this game. Means we've had 162 goals being scored in this competition already. Fantastic rates, a lot of goals that we've seen in this competition. 162 goals now. And we are still in the semi-final. We still have 2 more goals. And that's England about to kill the game once and for all. That's just one man there. And there's no killer there. They've actually missed out with certain Lara James who have fancied a shot right from there. 76 minutes already in this game. We're approaching 77 minutes. And it's England 2, Australia 1. Straight to the comment section, we have on Wasiu Skobo. I've told you guys before, at Shegun, tell them what's up. England for the final. They never see nothing yet. Wow, they never see nothing yet. That is Skobo. Can you tell Skobo back that this match is not over yet until it is over, until the final whistle? We have seen that before, and in football, you just have to be confident and you just have to hope. That is hope and that is belief. You said it once and it happened. Doesn't mean it's going to happen the second time. Yeah, lightning doesn't strike a sport twice. It's never going to happen. I remember you saying it against us during the game between Arsenal and Manchester City. That lightning will strike twice. Don't think of it. All right, we don't hope so. We hope, but the way it is going. And we have an England corner kick here. Let's see what England are going to do. Would that be the 3rd goal for England in this game? And would that be the killer of this game? We had 77 minutes. I've seen, towards the end of rainy season, I've seen lightning striking up to 5 times. It won't strike a spot twice. It won't strike a spot twice. It's not possible. All right, let's watch and see until the end of the match. We begin to talk about it. We have about 30 more minutes for England, to find their way to the final of this FIFA Female Women's World Cup. You have to give it to the English. They actually deserve everything. Lot of that is another from Millie Bright. But she has actually been the best threat for England when it comes to set pieces. Yeah. But she has to actually bring the ball a bit down to get a goal. That was a good one from her. She was in a, that was a free nodder. She should be doing better there. So talking about Millie Bright, she has been consistent in this World Cup. She has been, despite her age, and she has been playing a leadership role and. Always give her a chance. I'm sure she still have a goal. She has a chance, and right now they're in the defense of the English. Let's see, but they're still trying to clear their lines. I just hope they won't give out a penalty there. And it's Australia who are trying to pull out
but England were able to clear their lines, and now we're going to see an English attack. Let's see what they're going to make out of it. But they're taking their time. They are not in a rush to attack. They are not in a rush to attack the Australians. And fancy going back to their defense, and that is Lucy Bros on the ball, who takes it back to Jess Carter. Jess Carter is still on the ball, and Wood looks to her side and see Millie Bright, who finds Greenwood there. You can see the English. They are taking their time. They are not in a rush to attack the Australians.
Talking about Millie Bright, you discovered that as a defender, she was supposed to play a defensive role, but you always see her forward. Even most of the attempts for goals, she's part of it. She's always there when there is a corner kick to use her height to head the ball. That's what tops up for her, because she looks good, and she looks to be one of the best players in this tournament.
She looks good to be one of the best players in this tournament. And don't forget, she's a standing captain for England after losing their captain to injury. We'll see in the 78th minute, 79th minute, we're approaching the 80th minute, which will leave us with 10 more minutes in regulation time. 10 more minutes for Australia to find an equalizer in this game. Or 10 more minutes until we see England, through to the final.
And talking about Millie Bright, she have not lost any match in the last 12 match between for a place for England and Chelsea. In the last 12 match, she have not lost any game, both for Chelsea and for England. That's massive. That is good for her, and it's one of the best players in this tournament. Yeah, she's surely one of the best players for this tournament. If we are going to have an England versus Spain final, who is your pick for the best player of this tournament? Of course,
that's a good cross, but the Australia goalkeeper, she got discovered this time around. Good cross from Lucy Bros, the Barcelona defender, and good cross from her.
Good cross. If we have to have Spain, I think I'll stick towards Millie Bright. She has been massive. She has been great. That will be for a very long time a defender winning the best player. Sometimes the work the defender does is even more than the strikers, because without the defense, you can't be free forward. No, but most times the defenders are not recognized. But this time, let that record be broken that a defender won the best player of the tournament.
Okay, well, let us really say the final is on Sunday. That will be. You can see on my screen that is Van Egmond coming in, but actually looking like a very late substitution for me. I expected that in this game as early as 60 to 65 minutes, and 88th minute, the Australia coach finding deem it fit to actually bring her in. Let's see what she's actually going to bring into this game. She's a creative midfielder, a fantastic player, via our own standard. And we're in the 88th minute, approaching the 81st minute, seeing England 2, Australia 1. Courtesy goals from Elaton and Lauren Emp got the goals for England, while Sam Kerr got the goal for Australia. Let's see if Australia are going to get, another equalizer. They have just 9 minutes to find that equalizer. 9 important minutes. You can see the fans are trying to cheer their players up. They still have the belief they can do it. I'm sure Solomon has the belief also that Australia can still find that extra equalizer. They can also find that extra motivation, because they are currently playing at home, in Sydney, in front of 82,000 fans. Lot of inspiration for the Australians. Let's see if they can, turn that inspiration into a goal.
Yeah, let's see if they can turn it into a goal. They believe, and that is the first thing to believe. Believe is a very strong weapon, and I just wish that the players too believe that they can win this. And if they believe, they will go for it. And at this moment in time, we just have 8 minutes to regulation time to play. I just hope that they bring in the spirit of urgency and play. What a miss from Sam Kerr!
That was a good movement from her. Good cross from Australia. One against the run of play. And got a good cross, but she couldn't connect to that cross very well. I think she should be doing better there. She was trying to take it above the goalkeeper. I think she should be putting it by the goalkeeper side.
No, there are two options there in situations like this. It's either she got the ball and headed down, or she even leave the ball. You understand? Leaving the ball will get the goalkeeper confused, and that ball will roll into the net. But when you are full of anxiety,
when you are trying to create one, and it's Australia with the chance to get the second goal. Will this be the second goal? Oh, that was a miss from Australia. England were able to clear their lines. The pressure is actually coming in, and England are soaking a lot of pressure in the for the last 2 minutes. We are approaching the 83rd minute, which will leave us with 7 more minutes to go in this game. Wow, fantastic save. Fantastic save from Mary Ebbs. She was almost spilling that into the hands of the Russian Australian striker. Fantastic hit from Courtney there. Fantastic save from Mary Epps, you have to give it to her there. You have to give it to Jess Carter, you know, who had to rush back to help clear that mess from the England defense. And it's still England 2, Australia 1. We're in the 83rd minute. We're approaching 84 minutes already, which will leave us with 6 more minutes in the regulation time. And Australia has a throw-in deep in their own half right now.
2 important chances in 2 minutes for Australia is to tell you how the pressure is against the England side. And if they had made use of those opportunities that come their way, by now we'll be singing, maybe we'll be talking about extra time. But football is not always calculated like that. They've missed their 2 chances, and what we need is clinical. When we have to see them come clean when they come to front of goal, and that's the only thing that can keep them in this competition.
Bros, my biggest nemesis in football is extra time. Not go to extra time. This man just said it 90 minutes. Especially in female football, I don't love the ladies going, you know, extra 30 minutes because I'm a fan of female. You know, I love all the girls. So I'm not a fan of them, you know, going too much stress. Playing extra 30 minutes is a lot of stress for the ladies. So let this game just end in 90 minutes. 6 more minutes to go. Australia has a corner kick right now. Let's see if England will be able to clear their lines. And I expect the English ladies to clear their lines. I expect England to get 1 more goal in this game where you can see Van Emel and Sam Kerr. Big threats when it comes to, you know, air movement. I know the question is that Sam Kerr is not really tall. She's not really tall, but she's...
Oh, what a miss again. What is the problem?
Sam Kerr is looking like the biggest problem for Australia right now. Because these are misses that should be going back, going into the net, you know. She has seen about 2 to 3 clear chances in the second half. Clear chances that would have been a goal. Wow, that was a fantastic nodder, but Sam Kerr couldn't bring that ball down. She took a good shot there, but it was just way off there. She couldn't believe it.
You know, this is a moment where you get players miss a lot of goals because of the anxiety, because of the anxiousness, because of the fire brigade approach that they will want to employ into this match, and that is why you get them miss so many goals. But what they need to do is get their calm, you know, get calm, calculate, and be clinical in front of goal. To get those goals, you don't need to waste all those chances. They hardly come by. All the chances they missed so far, they will not get it again. So if they don't make use of their chances, then that's what Yemi will say. Sokwe Otilo.
But this is not a Sokwe Otilo moment because it's still 2-1. And 1 more goal from Australia here will put both teams, you know, on equal level. And we're in the 5th minute, approaching 86 minutes.
And England just killed off the game! And that is over!
It's
that is over!
Australia won right now, and it's at the end of the day. Oh, you can see the tears. You know, the tears are coming in for the Australia fans. And I was about saying that it's not a support to love movement because, you know, it was England 2, Australia 1 at that time. But right now, I have to go with the... with the gaffer is saying support law, and that's a goal courtesy of Alexia Russo. You know, she's sending England straight to the final. It's England 3, Australia 1, 86 minutes, and we're approaching 87th minute. You know, fantastic pull out. Another defensive error from Australia in the midfield there. Because I think that is Sam Kerr. No, that's not Sam Kerr. She should be doing better there. And good run of play. You can see the defense being spilled there. That was a 4-man, you know, they should be doing better there. And the goalkeeper, you know, she didn't do anything good. Wow. Fantastic pass.
It is what you talked about, the defense of the Australia. We talked about it earlier on, just get those crosses between them. And they are bad when it comes to that area. You know, in the first 5 minutes they played, I told you the defense of the Australian is not good. And you also confirm it by giving the fact that when you get a cross between 2 of the defenders, it's always a problem for the defenders. And that's you talked about it. That's how Australia got their goal. And here they have considered 3 goals with that same situation. That's to tell you how bad the defense is. And it is not good for their football. They need to improve on it.
Okay, we saw just 1 goal in the first half, and this second half has given us 3 goals. You know, 2 goals for England, 1 goal for Australia in the second half. And we can see the substitution being made by England. The goal scorer, Alexia Russo, is out, and Kelly is in. You know, that's another fantastic player for England. Talking about Chloe Kelly, the Manchester City midfielder, is in for Alexia Russo. And don't forget, England 3 goals were scored by Ella Tone, Lauren M, and Alexia Russo. You know, they gave England the 3 goals in this game. While Australia only goal came in through courtesy of Sam Kerr. You know, fantastic game, beautiful game of football we've seen today. You know, 87 minutes and we're approaching the 88th minute, and we can see Australia also making, you know, their own substitution there, whereby the number 8, talking about Alex Chidiak, is in. for Gori.
Gori, yeah.
Wow.
In for Gori. Let's see what they bring into the party. But in football, don't give up. If they can get a goal now, I think there will be hope for them to equalize. But
89 minutes.
89 minutes. Yeah, you know why I'm saying this thing? I'm saying it because there's something I always never say never until it is over.
Okay,
if it is over now, we begin to talk about England have won.
Never say never was why you know, Suleiman gave Barcelona straight win. He believed in Barcelona, and you know, they never say never spirit led into say die and say die.
You know, a lot of people, probably I don't want to say it in a public. You didn't ask me why I was supporting Barcelona that day. No, don't say it though. Don't say it in public.
Straight to the game. But I just know you supported Barcelona.
I supported Barcelona that day. But I said you didn't ask me why I supported Barcelona.
I don't have to ask you why. I don't have to ask you why. But I know you supported Barcelona, and Barcelona, you know.
Barcelona lost.
They let you down. They play 0-0 and they let you down.
Okay, they play 0-0.
Approaching the 90th minute, I don't expect a lot of, you know, additional time, probably 4 minutes, because we didn't really see any calls, you know, for long time in the second half. Australia will have themselves to blame in this game because they had the opportunities, clear chances, you know, to get back into this game, and not just get back into the game, but actually, you know, go back into leading the game. And we can see England are preparing another substitution. Oh, that is Naeem Charles, the fantastic Chelsea defender, and she'll be replacing another, you know, fantastic player we've seen in this game. You know, the first goal scorer, I'm talking about Elato. Fantastic goal from Elato, and you can see why Manchester United finished second, you know, in the WSL. When you have a player like Elato, you have Zalem, and you have the goalkeeper Mary Epps. Fantastic players, you know, fantastic players, no doubt. And it shows how interesting the WSL will be next season. Don't forget, we'll also be giving you some of the matches from WSL when it starts next season. And don't forget to also join us at 8 p.m. for the for the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup match between Manchester City and Sevilla. Wow, fantastic game. Don't forget, Bruno might not be keeping tonight because he's completing a deal to Saudi Arabia. He'll be joining Al Hilal. You know, everybody's running to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the MLS Cup is a very big tournament, and I'm very sure a lot of people are not aware of it. But thank God for Premier Sport, and thank God for Shegu himself. I call him the Shegelu, who is bringing us up to date in all female soccer. And when you follow up with that, you will understand the reason why female football is becoming the talk of the nation. So you don't need to miss it. From this World Cup, a lot of people are falling in love with the female soccer because there is more. A lot of people were not exposed to it before. They don't know that there's more to female soccer than they just thought it's just normal. But it has gone far. Countries are already investing in clubs, and we hope Nigerian pick up to and invest in female soccer. That is in local clubs. So that, and the MLS is coming up. Nigeria, we hope Nigeria will be part of it. And there is a lot for us, that there will be a lot of cover for us for that.
Okay, we hope Africa and Nigeria are going to improve a lot when it comes to female football. And we're also on the rise of seeing the female, you know, Champions League started 2 years ago. And we'll be having the female Champions League this year also. So it's also on the rise in Africa. You can just give it, you have to give it to the quality of play we've seen in this competition. We've seen some fantastic games, you know. Talking about the two semi-finals, they've lived up to their billings. We saw France versus Brazil in the group stage. Another fantastic game. A lot of interesting games we've seen in this competition. Germany versus Colombia. You know, these are games that gives you, you know, the vibe of you watching male football. You know, there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes in this competition whereby you look at it like, oh, this is actually female football. You know, well, like we say it in age grade football when you see those errors. It's a child error. The quality is there. That's Australia with a chance to get one more back in this game. But the England defense, you know, they've got that covered. And that's the difference between England and Australia defense. The England defense are actually compact, you know. They are very good at defending their post, and they get the work done when needed.
The recovery rate is high.
We're into 2 minutes already. We are approaching 3 minutes out of 6 minutes at the time. Good defensive work there from Greenwood, you know. She got that, and she didn't allow Australia the chance of getting a goal, which will have put the English, you know, in unnecessary pressure for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was a beautiful tackle against Sam Kerr. And if you see the Australians, they were all protesting for penalty, but there was no sign of penalty there. The referee is absolutely correct. There was no contact. She fell based on her own because there was a massive attack, 3 defender against Sam Kerr, and that inside the 18 box, and they didn't allow her to score. And she fell, and they were all protesting for penalty. There was no penalty. The referee was absolutely right. And that is one thing we have gotten in this World Cup.
We can say the Australian fans are still cheering up their team. You know, they still have the belief. You know, that's just football. 2 goals can come in, you know, within 2 minutes. But I don't see that happening in this game. And you can see the amp is actually waiting for that to actually go into the ball, refused not to go. But England has a free kick of infringement, you know, from the Australian player. And it's England who won't be rushing to take that out. And you can see on the bench, you know, they're all happy. They're all on their feet, ready to celebrate the winner. You know, they're ready to celebrate. They're progressing to the final. A lot of monies for these girls, you know, at the end of this competition. Fantastic play. England has actually shown that they deserve, you know, to be in the final. But the question is, where was this type of play when England played Colombia and Nigeria? Yeah, well, they were absent because they've not gotten their ass together. They've not gotten their tactics together. But right now we've seen they've gotten their tactics together and they've talked to themselves. I didn't at least expect them because I don't like their style of football, but it's not about liking their style. It's about the effectiveness of what they brought to the party, and it's paying off for them right now. They've beaten my team, Australia, the one I love so much, and I feel so bad. But I'm also happy because I'm having the best moment of my life watching the Female Football World Cup. I've not seen a tournament like this before, and with having this kind of tournament, at least I just hope that they can even bring it from 4 years to 2 years, so that we can live longer. Because the thing is so interesting that we don't want it to end. Wow, we won't be seeing that bringing it from 4 years to 2 years because there's a lot of fatigues on the girl. You can see the English on our screens. They're taking their time. You know, the 3 lioness are not in a rush. You know, it's not just 1 lioness. It's 3 lioness, and the 3 lioness are being represented by 11 lioness, 11 cubs on the pitch. You know, they are taking their time, and they'll be sending England to the final. What the men couldn't do, the female, you know, they are doing it for their nation, and I'm very sure that is one of the reasons why they are fighting for equal pay rights. Yeah, they have to fight for it. When you look talking about the England side, when you talk about male football, you begin to wonder how many times has England won the World Cup when it comes to when it comes to male side, and you could say twice. And you look at, is it the England we watch their league? Is it the England we watch? You know, because they have the best league in the world, we expect them to be winning the World Cup all the time, but it's not always like that. Most times they don't even go above the group stage, and they are out. And you can see the female side doing it for the first time in a very long time. That is absolutely fantastic, and that is, we have to give them credit for that. And this should be one of the last kick of this game because we're in the 5th minute already, approaching the 6th minute. Any moment, we're just 30 seconds away, you know, from an England final. You can see it on the face of the player. They're ready to jump into the pitch. They're ready to, you know, get themselves into the mood, happy mood, you know, coming up in this competition. Yes, they were one of the tournament favorites, and they'll be going straight to the final in Australia on Sunday. Don't forget to also join us for the final between England and Australia. We'll be here on Sunday to give you that game. And that is the final whistle. England are through to the final of the Female World Cup. Another final for the coach, talking about the England coach, Sarina Wiegman. You know, she's going into another final. Fantastic coach. She has everything to be the world best coach, and I'll be looking out for that. Good one for England. The final whistle, England 3, Australia 1. After we have to give a thumbs up for the coach, for the England coach, Sarina Wiegman. You know, she's the only female remaining from the group of 16. All female coach, we are out, and she was the one remaining. And yeah, she is in the final against men. That's why I'm telling you, women are taking over. I told you before, women are better referees. Now, women can also become better coaches than men. And time is coming, women can become better footballers than the men. Like in Nigeria, it is the female, the Falcons, who are making us proud than even the Super Eagle. And in England, the women have done what the men have not done. So women are gradually taking over football in every aspect. Okay, it's the performance I think the Australians actually will be proud of. You know, they lost out in the semi-final, but they gave their best, and I think they should be proud of the performance they actually give. You know, England has a question on their neck, but going to the final, they'll be having Laura James back. Should she start or she should be on the bench? Of course, she should start. She should come out and have the feel of the final. We saw them. I think they were fantastic without her today, and it doesn't mean that she will not add flavor to their play when she's introduced. I think introducing her today in the final will add more, and will also change of tactics. And in football, it is when you begin to change tactics like a chameleon that you'll be able to get your opponent, because they will not be able to interpret your play. Her coming into the play will bring a different tactics from what we saw today. So it will actually affect the opponent
from having a different tactics, and it will be good for them.
Okay, 32 teams started, 32 nations started the FIFA Female World Cup, and right now we have 2 in the final. Still one more game in the final to show who the best, who is actually going to go home with the tournament, with the trophy between England and Spain. These are familiar foes. We are having an all European final, and don't forget the third place match between England
and Spain.
Third
place. Okay, with Sweden and
Australia. That one too also promises to be an interesting game. Well, it has really been a fantastic tournament.
Fantastic tournament, fantastic semi-final. Yesterday was something spectacular. Today is fantastic. We've not had any dull moment in the semi-final. Even in the World Cup throughout, even when Nigerian play, we've not had dull moment. We saw the active participation of fans. We saw the active participation of football lovers all over the world. They were commenting, they were talking, they were part of it. And in the semi-final too, we had a lot of comments from our live chat. People being part of it. I'd like to tell you how people have actually welcomed the Female World Cup and they have accepted it. And henceforth, going further, Female World Cup will never remain the same. Okay, female football will remain the same. And we also appreciate everybody who has been a part of this production. Everybody who has been a part, of this live streaming, and everybody who has dropped their comments in this game, and so everybody who wished England get to the final. Congratulations to you guys. And that's about how much we can take on today's edition. Don't forget to join us at 8 p.m. for the Super Cup. From me and my production crew, it's bye for now.
Yeah. Okay. Chelsea is coming back, whether they like it or not. Once I make sure I just go to my this account. Chelsea has so many substitutes. Bench win matches. Not talking about starting 11.